Well, Klein's story is one of those rare baseball journeys that feel less like a straight line and more like an unfolding revelation. The kind of path where a player surprises everyone except the people who watched him grind long before the lights ever found him. What makes Klein so compelling is not just the pitcher he is now, not just the electric fastball, not just the late-breaking movement that catches hitters off balance, but the way he built himself from the inside out. His evolution never came wrapped in the hype that surrounds so many rising prospects, nor did he demand attention with loud proclamations. Instead, his growth came through the quiet rituals of repetition, the disciplined adjustments, and the belief that improvement doesn't always come in dramatic leaps, but in subtle shifts that compound over time. His work is almost architectural, layer by layer, foundation first, strength second, refinement later. Each part of his development shaped by patience and persistence rather than shortcuts or accidental success. From the moment he entered professional baseball, Klein stood out not because of polish, but because of potential. There was rawness in the way he moved, a certain unrefined power that suggested bigger things ahead if he could learn how to channel it. Coaches saw the way the ball exploded out of his hand, the way his natural arm speed hinted at velocities that couldn't be taught. But talent alone wasn't what carried him forward. It was his willingness to be coached, his openness to being molded, and his ability to turn instruction into execution. Every season that followed became a testament to his adaptability. He learned to command his pitches instead of just throwing them. He learned to trust his secondary offerings instead of relying solely on force. He learned to stay calm in the kind of high-pressure moments where lesser pitchers unravel. Slowly, he transformed from a power arm into a more complete, intentional, and tactically sharp performer. Klein's rise through the minor leagues was never about dominance from day one. It was about consistency, about showing that he could make each level look a little more manageable than the one before it. The growing command, the sharper breaking stuff, the smarter sequencing. These were the signs that his ceiling continued to climb rather than flatten. Pitchers develop at different speeds, and Klein's path reflected the kind of steady progression that organizations value deeply, because it shows resilience as much as it shows talent. Every inning he pitched was part of a larger mosaic. The more time he spent on the mound, the more he learned how to anticipate hitters rather than just react to them. He began to pitch with intent, studying swings, noticing tendencies, reading the small details that separate raw throwers from strategic competitors. And with every season, his identity as a pitcher took clearer shape. What has always set Klein apart, however, is the energy with which he competes. There's a visible fire behind everything he does, not reckless, not uncontrolled, but purposeful. He steps onto the mound like someone who understands the weight of each moment, and he carries that responsibility with both strength and humility. His intensity is grounded in preparation, in the belief that he has earned the right to be confident because he has done the work no one sees. Whether it's a tight game in the late innings or a clean frame early on, he brings the same focus. He channels pressure instead of avoiding it, embracing the idea that big situations reveal a pitcher's true spirit. And the thing about Klein is that he never flinches. His presence is steady, his breathing calm, his mindset unwavering. You can almost feel it through the screen, the idea that when he's locked in, the outcome shifts because of him. As he matured into a major league-ready pitcher, his tools sharpened to match the moment. The fastball remained the pillar of his arsenal, explosive, lively, and difficult to square up, but the evolution of his breaking pitches gave him a new dimension. Hitters couldn't sit on one speed anymore. They had to respect the changing planes, the tunneling cues, the pitch shapes that looked identical before veering apart at the perfect instant. Klein developed a deeper understanding of deception, learning how to fold every pitch into a unified story rather than a collection of separate weapons. And that's what makes him dangerous. He pitches with a sculptor's precision masked beneath a power pitcher's intensity. That duality is rare. It's what turns promising arms into long-term assets, what turns flame-throwing potential into sustainable excellence. Even beyond his on-field progression, Klein's presence inside the clubhouse has become a part of his legacy. Teammates talk about his steadiness, his willingness to step up, his unselfish approach to preparation. He's the type who encourages younger players without pretense, who asks veterans the right questions, who never acts like he has everything figured out even as he grows into someone others naturally respect. Leadership in baseball often goes unspoken. It reveals itself in routines, in consistency, in the way a player carries himself after success and after failure. Klein has that quiet leadership quality, the kind that builds trust because it never needs to announce itself. People gravitate toward individuals who work with purpose and humility, and he embodies both. The respect he has earned wasn't handed to him. It was built through hundreds of small interactions, each reflecting the kind of character every clubhouse values. The future for Will Klein feels wide open, and that's one of the most exciting parts of his story. He has already shown he can overcome obstacles, refine his craft, and adapt to new challenges. The pitcher he is today is not the final version of himself. Far from it. His ceiling remains elastic, capable of stretching higher as his command strengthens, as his pitch mix deepens, as he adds layers to the experience already etched into his game. If anything, Klein is entering the phase of his career where potential meets opportunity, where the things he has worked for intersect with the moments that define long-term impact. And there is something thrilling about watching a player reach that intersection, because you can feel that the story is far from finished. You can feel that the next chapters might be the most compelling yet. What makes Klein's journey resonate with fans is the sincerity behind his success. There's no manufactured persona, no attempt to create a myth around himself. His story speaks to anyone who has ever had to grow at their own pace, anyone who understands that greatness rarely arrives fully formed. It takes patience to climb. It takes discipline to improve. It takes clarity to know who you want to become. Klein embodies those traits, reminding people that development isn't always glamorous, but is always worth the grind. Every season he plays adds another layer of depth to his story, another example of what patience and perseverance can build. He is proof that progress is the result of dedication, not luck. For fans watching his career unfold, there is a sense of investment, not just in the statistics or the wins, but in the person. It's easy to root for someone who carries himself with professionalism, who competes with integrity, and who continues to evolve in ways that inspire belief. You want to see him succeed because his rise feels earned. You want to see him become a fixture in baseball because the game is better with players like him in it. And as his journey continues, there is little doubt that he will continue to impact the sport in ways both visible and unseen. This is just the beginning, but even the beginning carries weight. And now, with the foundation he has built, the mentality he has crafted, and the confidence that grows with each appearance, Will Klein stands on the brink of the most meaningful stage of his career. It's a moment of transition, a moment of empowerment, a moment where all the lessons he has collected begin to converge. Whether he is closing down critical innings, attacking elite hitters, or anchoring critical stretches of the season, he brings with him everything he has learned along the way. And that is what makes this chapter so powerful. It is not only about his arm, not only about his tools, but about his identity as a competitor. A player who earned his way up. A player who never stopped pushing. A player who continues to rise. Thank you for spending time with this tribute and celebrating the drive, resilience, and heart that shape Will Klein's journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his story and felt the energy behind his climb, be sure to stay connected for more tributes that honor players, their paths, and the passion they bring to the game. Your support keeps these stories alive, and your appreciation for the athletes who give everything to their craft means more than you know. Until next time, keep loving the sport, keep rooting for the players who embody its spirit, and keep celebrating the narratives that make baseball unforgettable.